Oh, hi. I didn't hear you come in. Glad you stopped by. Tonight is a special evening for me. No usual night visitors. I decided to close the cafe early to sort through some accumulated things. Imagine this morning while sorting through old boxes in the storage room. I found this, my student time capsule. I thought it was long lost during a move. I created it when I was in university. That was seems like a lifetime ago. Back then, whispercafe only existed in my dreams and business plan sketches. I remember our marketing professor suggested to be created time capsules. He said it would help us not to lose touch with our initial goals and ambitions. We all got so excited about the idea back then. Imagine for a whole week all we talked about what was to put in the capsules. Oh, a VHS cassette. Such nostalgia. In our digital age, it even feels strange to hold such a thing. I wonder if it still works. Lucky I never threw out old equipment. Melissa always teases me for being too sentimental, but sometimes it's useful to keep a connection with the past, isn't it? I remember recording this message to my future self. I was sitting in my doorroom, looking so serious. I probably looked very funny with my grand plans and dreams. I wonder what I said back. What plans was I making? I don't even remember some details. So much has happened since. Want to watch it with me? I promise. It will be fun. Ready to go back to the 90s? Just don't laugh too loudly in my hairstyle back then. Is it working? The red light seems to be blinking. Hi, future me. So, today is October 15th, 1994. I'm a freshman in university, and it's such a beautiful autumn here. Professor Birds gave us this assignment to create time capsules and record messages to our future selves, and also to develop project that reflects our essence, what our soul is drawn to. All my classmates approached it so formally. In 5 years, I will become a middle manager. So boring. Can you hear this rain? It sounds completely different from where I grew up. My roommate, Sarah, rolls her eyes when I stand by the window for 20 minutes listening to it. But can you blame me for noticing such details? Oh, I so want to tell you about my project. Just last night, it hit me. I came up with a concept for a cafe and named it whispercafe. Isn't that a beautiful name? Because the most important words are always spoken softly, right? I worked on the concept all night. I want it to be more than just a cafe, a place where people feel at home, where you can forget about the hustle and muscle for a moment. You know, like when you look at the stars and realize how insignificant everything else is. So, did you make it? Does Whisper Cafe exist? Is it like IT? Or even better? Or maybe you choose a different path altogether? No, that doesn't sound like me. If I set my mind to something, sometimes I miss home, especially at the evenings. Everything here is so fast. People are always rushing, talking, on the go. Sometimes it seems like they don't notice the beauty around them. But I don't regret being here one bit. So much is happening. Yesterday, Sarah and I went to a local dance concert, and then we walked around the city until dawn. Sarah says I have a strange accent, and I ask too many questions about the most ordinary things. But isn't that the whole point? To learn new things. Professor Burns says my cafe concept is too idealistic. and doesn't consider market relatives. But I know people will always look for place where they can feel something real, where they'll be reminded of the wonders that they've stopped noticing. I wonder what you like now. Still as stubborn? Do you still freeze when you see the star skies? I hope so. Some things shouldn't change, right? That's Mark from the next room. He listens to rock around the clock. Says it's immortal. You know, he's probably right. Some things truly are timeless. I bought this video camera at the flea market. The seller, such a funny old man, said, "I look out of this world." It's funny how sometimes random people notice things that other walked right by, as if they see deeper than usual. I wonder if you found someone with whom you can be completely yourself without all those masks and trolls. Sometimes it's so tiring to pretend that the same problems bother you as everyone else. Sometimes I want to say, if only you knew how differently I see the world. You know, I can sit in the library for hours looking at old photographs in history books. I get this strange feeling as if I know much more about those times than what's written in textbook. a strange feeling, right? There is one thing I want to tell you, future Mia. Don't forget why you're here. Whatever happens, whatever difficulties you encounter, the path you've chosen is special. You were always an observer, but you decided to become a participant. That takes courage. I hope you haven't forgotten how to return to your origins when the time comes, even if years or centuries pass. But until the time comes, I have so many plans for the future. I want to travel, meet different people, try everything life has to offer. And I also want to create something important, something that will last. I think I'll succeed. Mia, we are late for the party. Come in, Sarah. I have to run. I hope everything worked out for you, future me. I hope you're happy. I hope Whisper Cafe exists and people find what they're looking for them. And if not, it's not too late to start. And one more thing, don't forget to look at the stars, okay? They always remind me that we are part of something bigger. Why, future me? I hope you still know how to have fun. It's true. I was so enthusiastic. and so determined I almost forgot what I was like back then. You know, something really don't change. I still freeze when I look at the star sky, and I'm still just as stubborn. Whisper Cafe exists despite all market realities. And have you noticed how we create our lives from small decisions and big dreams? Sometimes it seems to me that time is special from of part. You start with a blank canvas and then you apply stroke after stroke, and every choice, every decision leaves its mark. Whisper Cafe has become exactly what I deemed it to be, a place where people can slow down for a moment, where everyone can feel something real. As for weather, I still know how to have fun. Lily would definitely say I'm too serious, and Melissa recently noted that I have, in her words, um, surprisingly old-fashioned sense of human for my age. Perhaps they're both right, but I still know how to enjoy the little things. You know what's most interesting about time capsules? They help you see not only how you've changed, but also what has remained unchanged in you. That very core, the essence that makes us us. and amazing team has formed in our little cafe. Not right away, of course, but over time. Over time, you find those with whom it's comfortable to work, although sometimes it seems to me that they see the real me, especially Lily with her theories and observations. At times, she can be surprisingly perceptive. I think I'll keep it as a reminder of how it all began, of dreams that became reality, and all those still waiting for the time. And do you have such messages from the past? Words you told yourself a long time ago that still resonate within you. Sometimes it seems to me that our whole life is a long conversation with ourselves across time. Well, it's time to close the cafe. Every day here is special, and every visitor brings the old story, the dreams, the unwhispered truth. You know, she was right. We truly are part of something much bigger, and sometimes it's enough just to lift your eyes to the stars to remember that. Thank you for sharing this evening of memories with me. Come again for a cup of coffee at Whisper Cafe. Those who know how to listen to the whisper of the stars are always welcome.